and next one is Spreydon-Cashmere Community Board.
Kia ora tātou. Oh yeah. Okay. What next? I just wanted to start off before the pictures. I just wanted. Oh my God, take that off. I just wanted to. I just wanted to start off by without pinching Mike's glory. I attended the opening of the single men's quarters in Horswell Quarry as a resident because I walk there every day, and it was just a great occasion. Yeah. Paul Devlin was there in his bow tie and jacket, boots and stubbies, and one of his staff who opened spoke in Māori for a good 6-7 minutes, one of the park rangers, Robbie. And we had cake afterwards and a coffee from the coffee cart. Wonderful. It was a great... Oh, and I'm not pinching. I know I'm not pinching, but Norm, I know. What's his name? Norm Withers. Whole family was invited there, just as they should have been. But you're going to speak more, eh, Mike?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was a great day. Okay, this wasn't so great. This is about the Get Gear, Get Go, Give Gear, Get Great program that we have in our ward, which I've spoken about before, and I'm talking to the poor unfortunate pupils of West Spreydon School because we've installed a container waste thing, but now with beautiful colours and everything on it, for sports equipment to be donated to our program in our ward. Keep going. And then safety improvements on the pedestrian cycleway fences, Dyers Pass Road route. The staff did a great presentation and excellent work on this project. Counterintuitively, people don't get hurt and don't die on bikes on Dyers Pass Road, touch wood. But that's so counterintuitive that people want the best safety that they can get. The best safety was not recommended by staff because it probably isn't the best safety, and it was very expensive, and they have suggested a series of fences and guardrails that will protect cyclists on what looks to be a dangerous route but turns out not to be, because the perception is that it's so dangerous people actually do quite well in getting up that road. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's great, eh? We've had a number of young people applying for grants, youth development and achievement grants under the youth development and achievement schemes, and the numbers have increased, and we think it's because we're in 2/3 of the way through visiting all the schools in our wards to talk to them about the issues that we have in common. And that has resulted, we think, in a couple of improvements on in the numbers that are coming forward for grants.
Carolyn, your pictures are gone.
I know. Grants didn't have a picture. Ellie, just a picture on national radio. It doesn't mean to say you're posh. Alcohol licensing. We had an application from VBase for a 365 24-hour restriction on alcohol sales in a very wide area around Horncastle Arena. Our board, after reading the submissions, one of which was not in favour, we don't think VBase had noticed that it wasn't in favour of the ban, and looking at the legislation 147A Local Government Act 2002, which puts a very high bar on restricting the freedom of our citizens and means that you have to have excellent reasons. We believe that the reasons hadn't been given and that there could be alternatives to some of the issues that were raised, including perhaps temporary bans for 24 hours when there is an occasion at V-Base that they think might justify it and they can give the evidence to support that. We did not approve the 365 days, 24 hours a day ban on alcohol in the area of Addington. And that's it, I think. That's it.
So, questions or comments? Andrew and then Anne.
Thank you. Item 3.1 in your report. What's the off-the-ground fund and what does it support? What does it
Yes, well, Jenny Huey, who was our advisor and not long after the earthquake, thought that we could have a very small grant, $250, that would take very little to get a paragraph, to fill in a paragraph and give it to staff, for something small that would be cheerful and engaging. And the first one, and we called it Off the Ground Fund, which I think was Jenny's idea as well. And the first one was the erection of a dragon in a kindergarten, the building of a dragon in a kindergarten. And since then, we've given out many of them to people who have had an idea that just needs a little bit of cash and that would be cheerful and engaging, especially for children in our community. And it has been one of the nicest things that we do. Sometimes $250 means a heck of a lot more than $20,000. It just means something over and above, special, tiny, little, you know. And so it's one of the things that's given us great joy over the years. And we don't even approve the grants really. The staff approve the grant but send it round to us, and if we objected, I expect they'd say no. But we have the opportunity to say no, and we seldom do. It's been terrific.
Yep.
All sorts of little things. Yeah.
Anne and then Glenn.
Thank you for your report. You'll be pleased to know that the Give Gear, Give Great scheme is being adopted by our ward as well.
Oh, that's so cool!
It's a great model, and
I'm just trying to think of the people there that might have tennis rackets in their attic that we could have got, but never mind. That's good, Anne.
So thank you for that. It's a great little scheme.
Yeah.
I am interested in your decision not to recommend for an alcohol ban.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm interested in that, in your decision, is because it is working in other places in Christchurch successfully. And given our concern about the harm that alcohol is causing, I would have thought that this would have been an opportunity for us as a community to signal that we are making a stand against it, because it's actually one of the few things we can do.
If the Local Government Act says that to restrict people's freedom means that you have to have really good reasons, then you have to have really good reasons. And we did not have. From memory, there were 3 small notes from local residents. I lived in the area and there just was not the problem. We've never had complaints. We have no complaints from broken bottles or crowd control or anything from anyone in that area. There's quite a few disabled people live within range of Horncastle Arena. No complaints. The level of I've never seen outside of my house, which was 100 to 300 metres perhaps as the crow flies from Horncastle Arena. I had the police breast testing people outside my house periodically to test people coming away from Horncastle Arena or the rugby, which is adjacent. And I've never had a problem. And the people parking outside my house have never been in any trouble at all. The one submitter that Horncastle Arena had not realised, V-Base had not realised was against the proposal, was talking about how behaviour had improved in the last few years, which I believe it has. If you looked online, there were several people who said this is about the cost of alcohol supplied by Horncastle Arena. I don't know if that's true or not. But certainly they are an alcohol supplier themselves, and there was no evidence that the one or two people who may have caused problems, there was one apparently at Bruce Springsteen's concert, the one or two people who may have caused a problem, there was no evidence to suggest it was about people drinking in cars. They could have come from Addington licensed premises, of which there are several. So there was the evidence just was not there. And if you look at the stats, young people are drinking less these days, certainly than my generation did, but that wouldn't be hard. But I think there has been an improvement towards alcohol in terms of drink driving and general behaviour. I think there has been an improvement. That would be my view. But if there had been the evidence, we would have approved it.
Glenn, then David.
Well, thank you. That was my question, Carolyn. How many assaults?
I think they quoted there might have been a couple or one.
Two.
I'm only remembering. Can you think?
I haven't got that.
And over what time span?
5 years or something. They mentioned one or two concerts, like there was one concert where they caught a man taking alcohol from side alcohol. Not pre-alcohol, side alcohol, which I'd never heard of. Side loading. Yeah. Someone outside the arena passing alcohol into someone inside the arena. There was a couple of pictures of broken bottle. There was a fracas apparently at the Bruce Springsteen concert. One person.
Okay.
Yep. David.
I just wanted to just clarify one point that was made. Anne raised a moment ago about alcohol bans actually working around the city. Yes, they do, but most of them are linked to events. Like there is an alcohol ban currently in place for Sumner New Year's Eve. There's one for the Riccarton Racecourse for race day. There's another one for Cup Day. They work well, but in terms of permanent bans around the city, I think the only one that may be in place is around the university, which I think we all would agree is probably quite appropriate and does work well, but that's the only one in the city. The rest of them are all temporary bans for, around an event.
Our board approved the Cup Day one, and the evidence was there. It was substantial. The evidence around this was nil, hardly anything.
All right. Is there anyone else? Okay, so I would suspect that this is a Tim Scandrett, Phil Clearwater resolution to accept the report. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. And we'll just